Good afternoon. It is March 31st, 2022, and today we're looking at a downtrend day. And here's the trend channel. Here's the trend channel that I had drawn. I just drew it off this high, and this high, and then I dragged it down to here in the midline. You can see a few touches along that midline. So I do believe it to be accurate. And then from about 12 o'clock on, we just had this steep sell-off. So let's see if there's maybe some type of measured move here. And we went well below that, as you can see. What I was noticing was that we found support. Okay, we found support right here from the close from maybe that would be Monday. And then you can see this bounce here is support from the either opening or closing price from last Friday, or maybe that's Monday. I'm not too sure, but that's just something to think about. This is, let me remeasure this. This is a crazy sell-off. I don't know if there's a news item. Yeah, I don't think that's not a measured move unless we. Let's see if I put that, if I click that, let's see if those, okay, so that might be it. The sell-off from yesterday. We just made a measured move down, but we don't really pay attention to stuff like that from like prior days. But that's pretty much it. That's probably, but that wouldn't really make sense because then we would drag this up here. So anyway, I've been rambling for 2 minutes, so let's take a look at these trades. So I don't think, I'm pretty sure I looked at all this. Yeah, so 5 o'clock comes somewhere in this correction upward. And at this point, it's kind of looking like prices are perhaps ranging. We had a breakout to the downside. And here it looks like they broke out and tested this previous level of support and found some rejection. So personally, I like this first failed second entry long. And maybe you should have gone short on the engulfing bar here. But what I don't like, typically I don't like failures that set up far from the EMA like that. So I did take this, but this is an aggressive entry for sure. And then we just start riding this midline right at the opening. And I felt pretty confident about this trend channel because of this midline and these lows. So we start riding that midline towards the open, and then we don't hit the lows. So that's something to be aware of. But you get a really good second entry short setup. So that's the first good trade of the day. First sure thing. And then this is just looking like a range. As you can see, I'd probably look at it like that. And so we get this leg of correction, and that breaks this channel from the overnight. And I was really hoping, so this is like a double bottom right here. I was really hoping we would get a second entry set up right here. I'm going to go ahead and mark that as aggressive. I was really hoping this would set up below the EMA. If it did set up below the EMA, I would have taken that as a second entry short. That would have, you know, I think it clearly would have trapped a bunch of longs there. But it didn't set up how I liked it, so I didn't take that. I don't think there's anything in here. You get a failure right here, but that's too far from the EMA. We also had a new low. You can see that short-term steep channel down and the break, new low. So I don't know. That's I'm not crazy about that one. But then if you're patient, you get a first entry, second entry again right here. And it's also like a double test, perhaps even a triple test at this price level. So I like that. I thought we would test at least this low. You can see it came one tick shy of the closes of these two bars, and you get an exact scalp out of this, I believe. I think you get 5 ticks exactly. So that's why I prefer going for the scalp. 77.50. Yeah, 5 ticks exactly. So I know some people go for 2 points. They probably wouldn't enter on this. Those people are probably entering only in trends. Probably not ranges unless it's a lower high, a really nice lower high setup back into a range. Kind of like this one, but with a better signal bar. And this wasn't, I wasn't looking at this as a range at that point because we were trending down. And then we get a reversal. You can see we make a new high right here. No setups to go short on in here to back into the range. But you get a first entry, second entry. That's like a, really I had my range prices or line drawn right here. So it's almost like a first test, double test kind of, and a second entry long. It's aggressive because it closed below the EMA. But when it tries to go, and you can see this is an important price level from yesterday too, so you definitely might consider that. And that would have gotten you a good move up. So we get a good first failed second entry short right here, and if you take a look at the 2500 tick chart, it was a really good setup on the 2500 tick chart. I forget where it's at. Not sure why I pulled this up. I thought I had it marked. Guess not. But anyway, you have a really nice first failed second entry short setup right here. It's also probably a hidden second entry long, but I'm trying to not look at things that way. And then up here we get confirmation of the trend channel with a second entry long. First entry, second entry, and that's also, you could argue for this to be a new low, even though it's not on this chart, and you get a first entry, failed second entry, but really it's just a second entry long. I really like the way this looks, even though we didn't make it to the top of the channel right here. I like that, and usually I don't like it when it closes this far from the EMA like that, but this looks really good. It also looks like it's at the bottom of a range, but look, we also have like 4 dojis in a row, so you do have to be a little bit aware. But I do like this. Then we come and get confirmation of this larger channel right here, get a bounce, and we form a spike in channel down. And this was hard to, I wouldn't say this was hard to spot in real time because it was actually pretty easy to spot in real time, but these trend channels like this, for me, it's hard to feel confident to take any entries in this. So when you get a first failed second entry long, all these dojis here, this overlap, I don't think you want to take that. And I mean, you would have gotten trapped. You can see it ticks lower and then traps all those people and then goes exactly where they thought it was going to go. So you just got to be careful. These are all basically inside bars. Yeah, they are inside bars of this one. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars inside this one. And you can see there's congestion over here. So you got to be careful. But by this time, we get this, what was I looking at? So I looked at this as like a quick like double test right here. So looks good to me. It's off the trend channel. Definitely aggressive. Room to the lows, it looks like. So something to consider. But if you're patient, more better entries come out of it. So I do believe this pink channel is valid. I probably should adjust it so that it's off the first 2 swings. like this. You can see, yeah, that makes the midline look a little more accurate. Probably people playing it both ways though. So here we get first entry, second entry. First entry, second entry. This is aggressive. I just like it because it's such a bearish bar. You can see all that resistance right there too. So I do like that. I'm going to mark it aggressive though because it kind of looks like one leg up as well. And then we get a lower high. This is definitely aggressive just because it's just a first entry. And you get a first entry, failed second entry long. Actually, this is a failure right here. But all these dojis, I'd be too afraid. I'll go ahead and mark it. But you can see first entry, failed second entry long. This kind of looks like a double top to me. So first entry, failed second entry long. I think you would have to go short beneath this bar. That's a doji. I mean, it's pretty clear that we're making lower lows and lower highs though. So you might consider that. But you can see it's like a spike and channel down. This kind of looks like a two-legged pullback right here, but doesn't set up according to our rules. That looks like one leg up to like we didn't. Sure, this is one leg up, but this looks like maybe we'd get another leg after this, or maybe a new high. So that's a little aggressive in my opinion. You get a first failed second entry long right here. You know, that actually, and just like what I was saying, this looks like one leg up. This looks like one leg down. So you might be looking at that as aggressive. It's tough to say. But it's off the EMA. It's off that midline. So I like it. And then we come and we break below those lows. And you get a really nice reversal setup. Doesn't go anywhere. But there's room to the highs of this pink channel. I like it. First entry, failed second entry. It sets up real well. Really good signal bar. You can see prices couldn't go lower here. That should be good enough for a scalp. And then we get a break of the pink channel. And looks like one leg down to a new low and then just chopping around. And you can see we test this a bunch of times. So seeing that we have like pretty much a double, triple, quadruple test and then a higher low and then another higher low right here. You really might consider this. If you took that, I wouldn't blame you. But it's just so congested in here. And then we go all the way up here and we break out of this channel again, the channel for the day, and we make a lower high. We didn't touch the EMA yet, and then another lower high, and we didn't touch the EMA again. So I actually took this on my practice account, just looking for a scalp back to the EMA, but you can see that would have gotten you like a 40-point move if you kept the runner. And I did not. I just went for 4 points, I think, on my runner. So, and if I just held it to here, I think that would have been 10 points. That's the last trade I see really before 12:30. You can see that that's a, even though this is a hidden second entry right here, that's definitely one that I would take. Here's the second entry right here. So there's some entries in there if you're staying until the close. So let's see what our price is doing right now. So we found a little bit of support down here. So that's what I saw for today. Hope everyone has a great day. Let me stretch this out a little bit. All right, cool. Hope you had a great day, and I'll be back tomorrow.